welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jette. I am a US Army spouse and we are stationed in Ansbach in Germany. And if you've watched some of my content, you will see that there is some military wife content already. But lately it has been more pregnancy content, so I wanted to film some more military wife life content. If I sound a little nasally, I am a little bit sick, so I apologize in advance. In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about questions I get asked a lot by my family, my friends, civilians, basically, people who don't live military life about military life. And so I want to answer them for everyone out there who is interested in the kind of questions that my family and friends ask me a lot. So one of the questions that I get asked quite a lot is, what is it like living on a military base, and do you have to live on base? So I'll start with the second part of that question. Do you have to live on post or on base? The simple answer is, it depends where you're stationed. I can only speak for Ansbach, which is where we are, and here the general answer is yes, you have to live on post. You can live off post if you are a single officer or sergeant first class, if housing has absolutely nothing available to fit your family. So let's say you have 10 kids, chances are housing might not have a house big enough for you, and then you might have the option to live off post. Or if you are marrying a German or a local who already has a lease or owns a house off post, you may be able to live off post. The exact procedure, etc. for that, I do not know, but that may be an option for you. But in all other cases, here in Ansbach, yes, you have to live on post. 90% of people here live in stairwell housing, so in apartments. There are two different posts with apartment housing, that is Katterbach and Bollaidorn. And then higher ranking service members and their families live in townhouses, most of them on Erlass, some of them here on Katterbach. But it really depends. On a lot of other posts, you don't have to live on post, you have the option to live off post. But here in Ansbach, yes, you have to live on post. What is it like living on post, on a military post? Again, I can only speak for here because this is the first duty station we're at and the first place I've ever lived on a military post. And I can honestly say it's not very different from any housing community off post. There's a lot of playgrounds, there's a lot of greenery, a lot of parks. There's a great sense of community. So yeah, it's really not that different. There's no tanks rolling down the road here or anything like that. I've been here over 6 months now, and the other day was the first time that I saw someone walking around armed in the housing area. Now, you will obviously see military vehicles, and you will sometimes see, you know, military service members with guns or weapons, but not so much in the actual housing area. The only thing that there is that the airfield is right next to this housing area, so there's always military helicopters flying overhead. But other than that, it's really not very different from living in any civilian housing community. Again, I can only speak for this post. It might be different at other posts, but that's my experience here. What are your husband's work hours like? I guess, you know, a lot of people don't have a very good idea about what someone in the military even does, you know, especially being here in Germany. What do they actually do? So my husband's work hours are very normal, average work hours, usually about sometime between 8:30 to 8:30 to 9 is when he starts, and then he works until about 5-ish. Some days it might be a little bit longer. Some days it might be a little bit shorter. Generally on Thursdays, everyone finishes at 3 o'clock for family day. But, you know, again, some days he doesn't get out at 3 o'clock. He also has to get up every morning and go to PT. I'm not actually sure exactly what hours that's at, but he's usually back at about 7:30ish from PT, and then leaves again about 8:30ish for work. PT is where they go do sports in the morning, basically to keep up their physical strength and fitness. But yeah, other than that, it's very, very normal work hours. For my husband, as I said, you know, he can, just like any job, might need to work longer some days, go in early some days. There are days, obviously, where he has to go to the field or he has to go to a range, which is where they shoot. And those days are generally longer, or if he's gone to the field, he could be gone anywhere from a couple of days to, you know, a month or so. Now, luckily, he didn't have to go that long yet, but, you know, those are the possibilities as well. But his general everyday workout life is more or less 9 to 5, like most other people's jobs. Again, that's here. It might be different in other places. It might be different for other people with other MOSs. It might be different for people in other units, at other bases, etc. But that's what it's like here for my husband. Does your husband deploy to dangerous places? The answer is yes and no. So he has been to Iraq for deployment. I didn't know him at the time. While he is here, the chance of him deploying is very, 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 very slim. So he most likely will not deploy while we are here in Germany. Is there a possibility that he will deploy to somewhere like Afghanistan or somewhere like that in the future? Sure, there's a possibility. We don't know. You can't really plan for it. So it's just a wait and see thing, which is quite common in military life. You just kind of have to wait and see what happens. But yes, it's a possibility that my husband may have to deploy to what could be considered a dangerous place. One question that kind of gets me sometimes is, what do you do all day? And I get that a lot because I don't work, right? A lot of spouses here do not work. No, not everyone. Lots of people work in, you know, childcare here, or in the commissary, or in the PX, or other places on post. It is generally difficult for American spouses to work off post here, simply because to work in a lot of places in Germany, you are required to speak German. And obviously a lot of people coming from the US here do not speak German for obvious reasons. So it is difficult to find a job off post. However, a lot of people, just like me, don't work. So I get asked a lot, what do you do all day? Honestly, what do I not do? Like, I have very little time to just sit down and relax. Like, it's not like I just sit there and watch television all day. I clean the house, I go grocery shopping, I do the laundry, I take care of the dogs. Sometimes I find time to catch up with a friend. But yeah, I'm always busy. I always have something to do. So it's not like I sit around and watch television all day. For those of you who were thinking that's what military spouses do all day, being a housewife, a dog mom, and mom to be is a full-time job too. All right. So don't worry. I'm not bored. What are some of the benefits that you get as a military spouse? Or I guess us as a couple. So housing is free for us. So we do get, it's called BAH. So basically when you live on post, they give you BAH and then they take it away again. If you have the option to live off post, they give you BAH, and then you can use that BAH towards your mortgage or your rent. And if your mortgage or rent is lower than the amount of BAH you get to keep the rest. If you live on post, they give it to you and then they take it all away again. So we do get free housing. We do get free healthcare. Now you do have to, as the spouse or for children as well, pay extra for things, for example, like dental. There's also things that are covered here while we're here in Germany that won't be covered when we go back to the US, you know, stuff like that. So, but generally it's free healthcare. There is a clinic on post, but here in Germany, or here in Ansbach, we do see a lot of German doctors in town, just because they don't have many specialists at the clinic here because it's quite a small post. We also get BAS, Well, my husband gets BAS, so if you're a single soldier, you can eat at the DFAC, which is a dining facility that you can eat at for free. If you have a family, you are married, you do not get to eat at the DFAC, so they give you BAS, basic allowance for subsistence. So that's some money towards your groceries, not your spouse's, your groceries. But obviously, it's our groceries, right? I don't buy groceries for him and groceries for me. I buy groceries for us. Here in Germany, we also get COLA, which is a living allowance for living abroad. So it basically adjusts to the living expenses here. So if living expenses here for, food, for example, are higher than in the US, we get COLA. And we do get COLA here. I don't know the exact amount of COLA that we get, but we do get COLA. We do get to shop at the commissary and the PX. Now, the commissary isn't necessarily cheaper here than German grocery stores, but we do get a lot of American products that obviously you do not get in German supermarkets. I do believe that in the US, the commissary is supposed to be cheaper than local supermarkets, but honestly, I don't know. I've never lived in the US. This is our first duty station, my first duty station, so I don't know. But those are just some of the benefits that we do get. Then when you have kids or you're pregnant, you do get more benefits, like, again, free healthcare. You get a free breast pump. You get obviously more COLA when you have a kid. Things like that. But yeah, those are kind of some of the benefits that you do get when you are in the military. There's more, there's always more. And, one of the military wife cliches is that we all just married our service members for the TRICARE anyway, or for the benefits. So, obviously, that's the reason we all got married to our service members. But jokes aside, there are good benefits to being in the military, but you also have to understand that a military life can be quite hard. Your husband may be gone a lot. Your husband may be gone for months at a time to war zones. So, the benefits are kind of, I guess, a way to make up for the lifestyle that you do live when you're in the military. So yeah, I hope this cleared up some of the questions I get a lot from my friends and family about military life, and I hope it helped you as well if those were some of the questions you had about military life. As always, if you do enjoy the videos, make sure you give us a thumbs up and subscribe as well if you wouldn't mind. And I hope to see you at my channel again soon. If you do have Instagram, follow me along at YetToCarry as well. Thanks for watching.